tragedy strikes, accidents happen. Be there when the calls come in. It's back-to-back episodes of Rescue 911. Next on Discovery Health Channel.
This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911. 911. Tragedy strikes at a Denver drag strip. And the on-track emergency teams work frantically to put out the flames and save the unconscious driver.
Okay, get on the ground. It's on the ground. Get it, help.
Rescue 911.
It takes a certain kind of person to perform a truly heroic act. Someone who couldn't live with himself if he saw anyone in trouble and did nothing about it. I'm William Shatner. Tonight, true stories of unwavering courage and unfailing heroism on Rescue 911. We begin on a quarter-mile racetrack outside Denver, Colorado. Most of the footage was taped on July 22nd, 1989, in front of tens of thousands of spectators.
The Denver race in 1989 was really kind of a celebration because the track was thought to not exist anymore due to highway construction and some other things. But the people involved managed to resurrect it, really, I mean, bring it back from the ashes and make a fantastic facility, which nobody really expected. So there was a really kind of a celebration going on. Gosh, it's just a great place to race. Great fans and beautiful weather.
On this Saturday, funny cars were racing. High-powered vehicles capable of reaching nearly 300 miles an hour in less than 6 seconds.
If you're in that starting line area, you're talking 8,000 collective horsepower with nitromethane fuel. The ground, or the grandstand, literally vibrated.
The races take only seconds, watched over at both ends of the track by the Safety Safari, a professional team of firefighting and medical rescue workers.
With that many horsepower and that much power just waiting to be unleashed, sometimes it's just like a hand grenade waiting to go off. You sit there and hope nobody pulls the pin.
The Safety Safari keeps the track meticulously clean. Grease and oil interfere with the traction, essential for safety. And each day they methodically check their rescue equipment.
All of the funny cars, like the other categories, race in qualifying sessions. When qualifying is over, the 16 quickest cars go into final eliminations on Sunday.
It was 20-year-old Don Gay Jr.'s second Top Fuel funny car race. In this heat, he would face a legend.
When anybody lines up against a champion like a Don Prudhomme, the gunfighter with a big reputation, you want to knock him off, and especially a young driver like Don Gay Jr., just for his own personal satisfaction. Even though it's qualifying, even though it really doesn't mean anything, only your time matters.
We were having a lot of trouble with our car, and he's a young kid and a real aggressive kid, and I didn't want this young kid to beat me.
Donnie was trying to follow his racing champion father, but this day had been somewhat disappointing, and this was his last chance to qualify for a better starting position in tomorrow's race.
We heard someone holler on the radio, "There's a fire." So at that time, we put the truck in gear and started easing out. We seen him coming up the hill, and a lot of flame.
We went towards him, and the car was still idling. And we figured something was really wrong because he wasn't shutting the engine down. He wasn't trying to stop. He wasn't trying to come out the escape hatch out of the top. We all had to turn around and chase him back.
I thought I was watching a man burn to death.
When we continue.
The first thing that came to my mind is that, hey, I've got my fire equipment still on. I have my helmet on, gloves on, and we got to get this kid out of the fire.
Hey, Kim, do you have any Tam packs?
Don't let anything stop you from getting Tampax with Moisture Lock for outstanding leakage protection. The one, the only Tampax.
Because Donnie's car kept going, the safety safari lost valuable seconds chasing it down.
Jerry had the hose inside the side hole in the window of the car, putting water on him. At that time, Don Verdome also came up to the back of me.
The first thing that came to my mind is that, hey, I've got my fire equipment still on. I have my helmet on, gloves on, and we got to get this kid out of the fire. He had a seatbelt on. It was a double locking belt. I reached in and turned the belt and hit it as hard as I could, and it finally popped loose.
Several of the guys burnt their hands and everything because a few burns is nothing if we get a driver out.
I climbed up on the rear wheels of the car and straddled the roll cage. It took us just a minute or two because everything was hot.
Okay, get on the ground. It's on the ground. Get his helmet off. Let's get his helmet off. Get the helmet off. Give me that too.
He already had stopped breathing when we arrived and got him out of the car.
Go out, Liz. Go off. Got it. Need some air. Give me some O2. Give me AT2. You got a mouthpiece in. You got a mouthpiece in. Need some air.
I pretty much figured that he was in respiratory arrest or even full arrest. Even his eyes had already dilated, so I knew time was against us. We had to work fast.
You hear me? Hold that for you. Don? You hear me? Don? That's a boy. That's a boy now. That's a boy now.
You got 1 to 4 minutes that is a good legal time to try to bring someone back. 4 to 6 minutes, you're really playing with danger. Your brain cells are not acquiring the oxygen and are dying. After we hit him with a third time with a third ambu bag full of air, I felt his body flinch.
Folks, let's clear the scene. Give me one if you got one. Okay, just be cool. Don't give you some oxygen. You hear me? Okay, just gonna give you some oxygen. Donnie, you recognize me?
I yelled at him. I said, Donnie, do you know who I am? And he looked over and he said, you're Don Verdome. And I thought, a smile came on all of our faces.
Donnie. All right, be cool. No, wait. It's air, Don. Breathe, normal.
I was calming him down because, he was trying to breathe too fast. He done got excited, and I sure didn't want him to go back out after getting him back in because we may have more trouble going into shock or something else.
He's in there.
So as soon as we can get the word from the far end, we can get to you, but look at it.
From a suite in the racetrack tower, Donnie's grandparents had seen his car go up in flames. Marie Gay had no other information about his condition.
All right, guys, let's back up.
She burned it off. Oh, that's right.
What was incredible to me was his grandmother, Marie. She was the most collected of all of them. And she's down on her hands and knees saying, breathe, Donnie. Breathe, Donnie. Just in a very controlled voice. She didn't add to any panic that there might have been. Just what a strong lady.
Donnie's fire suit had protected him from the flames, but the red-hot metal inside the car had severely burned his arms, and the intense heat had caused the sweat to boil on his back.
He had inhaled a fair amount of flame, and of course that inhalation burn that people get is a very critical issue, and you don't know for 24 to 36 hours how serious that particular injury is going to be.
Don Gay Jr. was rushed to a trauma center, where he was treated for flame inhalation and burns. He was released from the hospital after 11 days. The safety safari had saved his life.
What I should have done is let off and waited for another day, another race. But I was racing Dom Prudhomme. I was ahead of one of my idols. Well, that's where I messed up, and I lost control and hit the wall, and I was knocked out. And from then on, I don't remember anything till they revived me.
Every safety safari guy is very proud of what he does, and it makes us feel good when we do something and it turns out good. I mean, it's a lot of pride in that whole operation.
In this particular accident, if it had been at a track, let's say, where we didn't have a safety safari like we have in NHRA racing, I don't believe that he would have made it. I think he would just burn up in the car and he'd been gone.
What tune is this?
You want to burn up?
It's the same one?
Golly, I cleaned up that well, huh?
After he had the wreck at Denver, it was no more racing. His first words, Daddy, no more racing, no more racing. And I said, that's right, son, no more racing. It's over with. Everything's for sale. It's gone. And when he told me that, it was over with. Then we came back and he started changing his mind in the hospital. And when he did, I said, we'll see, we'll see. No, order my fire suit. No, I said, we'll see. And so right now, we're going to keep him parked for a while.
I want to race very, very bad. But I think God wants me to take a little time off. I really feel that. I feel that I came too close, and I shouldn't be here. I'm grateful to Prudhomme and all the guys on the safety safari. There's no way I could ever thank them enough. It's a life. How do you thank somebody for saving your life? How can you just? There's no possible way to ever do it completely. I want them to know that I can never thank them, and I always be in debt to them.
There's no gift more precious than life. We owe it to one another to learn CPR and basic life-saving techniques. This series is dedicated to all the men and women who answer our calls for help and are there when we need them most. I'm William Shatner. Join us again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911.
Next, step inside the command center where the calls for help are answered and meet the real-life heroes who save lives. Stay tuned for another episode of Rescue 911. Next on Discovery Health Channel. Real life, medicine, miracles.
Mr. Shapiro, step out of the car, please.